It's official, your XRP is probably going to be worth over $225 by the first quarter of 2024, which is indeed a fact. In just a matter of weeks, this comes as reports of the SEC, or the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, announcing a private meeting with Ripple Labs. XRP holders await the Ripple lawsuit settlement. Even Ripple Labs CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirmed this information publicly just a few days ago. He announced that not only does he believe Ripple has won the lawsuit, but he also believes that an expected settlement is going to happen and is currently on the table. In fact, he also publicly announced that Ripple is already in talks with the SEC, and they hope that in the next couple of days the settlement deal will be finalized. So we could in fact see a settlement between Ripple Labs and the SEC that allows for the price of XRP to exceed $225 in only a matter of days. Confirmation of the SEC's scheduled closed meeting to discuss settlement for March 7th was initially announced but later canceled. They rescheduled it to March 14th. Of course, there's a lot that we have to jump into specifically regarding the Ripple SEC settlement, which is going to prop up the value of XRP and put in over $27 trillion into the XRP ledger. This is huge news. The SEC has announced a private meeting with Ripple, which means the Ripple SEC lawsuit is almost over. The most important thing is that the US has already given the go-ahead to financial institutions and banks to start using XRP, so the case is almost over. In a recent statement, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, made it clear that he had a conversation with one of the top 10 banks, and the bank has already decided to use XRP to facilitate money transfers. What's even more surprising is that 11 other financial institutions have started to apply for an XRP exchange-traded fund ETF, which means that 11 different financial institutions will be using XRP and investing in it. This brings us full circle to the $1.2 quadrillion that is at stake. David Schwartz unveiled that timeline and stated that in 12 to 18 months, over $1.4 quadrillion will be flowing into XRP, and the bull flag formation for that happening has already begun. In fact, some analysts are predicting a pump of nearly $1,549 incoming in only a matter of 48 hours as XRP prepares to skyrocket to $12.45. But at the end of the day, it all relies back on the settlement between the SEC, Ripple Labs, and the resolution of this lawsuit. And that seems significantly nearer than what many expect. After the US court ruled in favor of Ripple, the SEC has hinted that it may appeal the decision. How did you react to that news? On one hand, it's frustrating that the government has unlimited resources to keep fighting a losing battle. On the other hand, for Ripple, they've spent over $100 million defending the case and are very optimistic because the judge has already clearly stated that XRP is not a security. I'm not sure what the court will decide regarding their ability to appeal at this time, but I'm still hopeful because, in my opinion, the American appellate court system tends to become more conservative as you go up the ladder, which bodes well for the future. The question of whether or not XRP is a security is still clear, but the appeal is more complex and pertains to whether or not, under certain circumstances, a transaction would constitute an investment contract. I said this a long time ago, the facts are on our side, and the law is on our side and will continue to prevail in court because of that. I'm interested when it comes to, because you just mentioned that the amount of hiring that you're doing, 80% of it is going to be outside of the US over the course of this year. When it comes to who is going to be the next crypto hub or define themselves as the global crypto hub, do you think that the door is permanently shut on the US being able to do that? I wouldn't say it's permanently shut, it's definitely a tough spot. The US is still the largest economy in the world at 22% of global GDP, and so we will have a presidential election. There will be a change. Well, maybe there will be a change. I don't know if Biden is officially running for president. I don't comment on political matters. However, I do believe that as new administrations take office, there will be changes. At some point, Congress will be forced to take action. Additionally, it's disheartening to see the SEC losing court cases. In one recent ruling, the judges used very harsh language when describing the grayscale ETF conversion. Court a unanimous 3-judge panel saying that the SEC was being arbitrary and capricious. These are pretty harsh words for a government agency, and while we dedicate to the XRP digital asset, Really, this is not about XRP, but rather about the XRP ledger, because the XRP ledger is what's going to move that $1.2 quadrillion into, of course, the banks from the banks into the actual digital asset. And most importantly, what is going to facilitate that money is the DeFi tokens that are actually on the XRP ledger. In fact, Jack the Ripple, preeminent analyst and experts, predicted token CTF or CTF token, which is the only DeFi token, is but to surge from a whopping $35 to a whopping $1,498, all within possibly a matter of days if it reaches the same market capitalization of XRP. Just think about that. The city of token has only 120 million tokens to supply. Shock is imminent and could happen at any point in time. And as demand increases on the XRP ledger, the crypto trading fund token is going to facilitate all that wealth. And it actually makes sense that it will surge in value. And of course, Jack the Rippler, the XRP crypto expert, highlights $1,498 from only $35. Think about the millions that are going to be made. There's going to be a lot, but it's only going to be the few that got in very early. And right now is early. And I'm not telling you guys this, I'm telling myself, because I decided that I'd go ahead and buy the dip again. I'm a real advocate for the XRP ledger, and specifically for tokens that are utility-based that actually offer something like the CTF token. Is the first ever allowable passive income framework that literally allows you to generate money just by earning the token. Guys, this is what we're talking about, massive gains potentially being made specifically as demand increases on the XRP ledger. Because I already possess the CTF token, I'm crossing my fingers that the CTF token will be the one whose value skyrockets as supply falls. I actually bought it during its retracement, and it's already up a good 2% only within the last 24 hours. I think overall it's up at 1,500 or 1,200% or something of that sort, massive gains. But again, it is still very early. I think there's only about 1,500 holders, and it really reminds me of Bitcoin back in the day. If you did your research, if you decided that you're willing to risk it and you bought Bitcoin at $1, well, you became a multimillionaire. But the most important thing is you got in very early. Early for me, it's the same thing I see in the CTF token right now. It's very early. I think it's very cheap specifically since its potentials is in the thousands. Now, of course, I want to make it clear that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research. And I purely tell you guys to tell you exactly what I own, and that you guys should do your own research on the CTF token. And as always, like I say, always invest what you're willing to lose, specifically as we begin to see more and more volume facilitated into the XRP ledger. Now, that being said, guys, I want to once again announce that very soon we may go ahead and see a massive Ripple SEC settlement. It's been made clear on multiple occasions, and the official SEC website actually confirms that a closing meeting is to happen on March 14th to talk about the subject matters, which is institution settlement of injunctive action institution and settlement of administrative proceedings resolution claims and other matters related to examination and enforcement proceedings. So we're seeing it happen, and it may happen a lot quicker than we could ever imagine. That being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to give this video a like, press the subscribe button, and share this video. And of course, don't forget to enable your post notifications as well if you want to get frequent update on XRP.